Ultimate Invincible Flow, explosive and refreshing text. Young Mu Yun has obtained an Invincible Flash Kill System, laughing at the heavens and worlds, leaving his footprints of rampage throughout the entire fantasy world. P.S. This is a crushing flow. Anyone who gets in the way of a little protagonist, regardless of their background, will be treated as a wild monster in the game and killed completely. Transformed into a wave of experience and equipment, very bloody. VIP Group Number 443203323. Keywords of the novel. Invincible Flash Sale System without pop-ups. Invincible Flash Sale System TXT Complete Collection Download. Invincible Flash Sale System Latest Chapter Reading. 1. In the first chapter, I have traveled through time. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Cool. It's amazing. Finally, this flash sale ring has been exposed. Mu Yun looked at the flash sale ring that exploded in the computer game and was extremely excited. This ring is a top-notch equipment newly released in this legendary private server. It can directly kill the opponent if their level is not higher than their own by 3 levels. However, the CD has 15 minutes. Although the CD time is a bit longer, in the future, when it comes to PK with people, you can finally make a quick kill. This is an Invincible 1.on.1 equipment. Mu Yun is extremely proud. He has been coveting this ring for a long time. There seems to be some kind of barrier. Mu Yun suddenly realized that the seat in the internet cafe he was sitting on was uncomfortable, with something sharp touching his feet. What is this? Oh, it turns out that the phone has been constantly plugged into the USB port for charging. Mu Yun was taken aback and then laughed. Immediately, Mu Yun used his hands to pull it out. At this moment suddenly, a current was transmitted directly from the USB interface. Mu Yun only felt a darkness in front of him, and then he passed out directly. I don't know how long it has been, but Mu Yun only felt a hard and heavy pain in his head, as if he had been hit by something heavy. Moreover, Mu Yun can clearly feel that there seems to be something else in his mind, but now is not the time to think too much because he opened his eyes and found that the place he was in was pitch black and he couldn't see anything. Where is this? What, am I blind? Mu Yun felt strange and used his hands to touch it. He was surprised to find that he seemed to be locked in a wooden box. Grassy, did I encounter a human trafficker who packed me in a box and wanted to sell me? No, I'm a poor little girl. Why do they sell me? Is it that my organs have been cut off and people are useless? They want to throw corpses. Mu Yun remembered some news about people being packed in boxes, or running into lakes or seas from suitcases, and he was immediately trembling with fear. At the same time, Mu Yun's hand immediately touched his body. He was afraid that his kidneys, liver, heart, and those treasures would be cut off by someone. Well, they're still there. Mu Yun was startled and broke out in a cold sweat. So where exactly is this? Mu Yun found that all his internal organs were still there, and immediately felt relieved, so he embraced each other and kicked open the box. But at this moment, woo-woo, the sound of women crying one after another suddenly came in from outside the box. Oh my goodness, what's going on? Mu Yun was completely startled, and then his inner fear could no longer be contained. Mu Yun's foot kicked hard towards the top of the box. Bang dang, the cover of the box was lifted open, and dazzling lights were transmitted from the outside. The light made Mu Yun's eyes squint slightly. What is this place? What era is it? How could there still be such an ancient roof? Mu Yun stared blankly at the sky and found that there were thick beams made of logs on the roof, and the roof was covered in pitch-black tiles. What's going on here? Where the hell am I? Mu Yun slowly stood up from the box, but with a slight movement of his body. He felt a very heavy feeling on his head. It's as heavy as pressing down on a mountain weighing 10,000 pounds. Moreover, Mu Yun also found that his skin was almost bruised all over his body, and this pain immediately spread to Mu Yun's entire body during the meal. It hurt so much. It hurt so much. who hit me with such a heavy hand? Mu Yun looked around in a daze at this glance. Mu Yun was so frightened that his whole body was aroused, and the pain on his body became even more intense. Grass, 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 who is it? Who the hell did you put me in a coffin? Under Mu Yun's feet was a coffin, black and brand new. Mu Yun watched this scene. His whole body couldn't help but tremble. He really wanted to jump out of it, but his injuries made Mu Yun unable to move. Moreover, when Mu Yun stood up, he realized that he had no strength at all, as if his entire body had collapsed. But Mu Yun was naturally afraid of this pitch-black coffin. He was very scared, and at this moment, he found himself lying inside the coffin as a living person. His whole body was not doing well, and he couldn't help but tremble slightly. At this moment, he was afraid, his whole body was in pain, he was powerless, and his head was still groggy. This is simply the most uncomfortable moment of Mu Yun's life. At this moment, young master. A crisp and cheerful voice rang out. Who is it? Mu Yun immediately turned his head to look. I saw a delicate girl of 14 or 15 lying on the grass of that house. To be precise, it wasn't lying down. It was Mu Yun's first high kick that smashed the entire coffin board down, causing the delicate girl to fall to the ground. Call me, young master. Mu Yun was taken aback for a moment, his gaze somewhat dazed, and then he fixed his gaze on it. I saw this as a girl with a slim figure but a stunning face. She was staring at herself with a pair of water-chanting, narrow and beautiful eyes. What a beautiful and delicate girl. Mu Yun was taken aback for a moment, and his gaze shifted effortlessly towards his pink and tender jade neck, looking down. The next moment, Mu Yun's gaze sank deep into the white groove exposed by his messy clothes. This. So full, so big. So big, so beautiful. Childlike beauty *****. This little girl is developing really well. Mu Yun didn't know how to describe it. In short, this was the most beautiful and lovely girl Mu Yun had ever seen, especially the two high and raised hills in front of the girl, which made Mu Yun feel dizzy. At this very moment, ding. After completing the journey, may I ask if the player, Mu Yun, accepts the identity of Mu Yun, the Xianyang continent, the Tina Empire, and the Mu family? What is this? What situation is it? This crisp voice rang out from Mu Yun's head, and he was immediately stunned. He stood dumbfounded in the coffin, with an incredible light in his eyes. Young master, what's wrong with you? The little girl half lying on the grass immediately stood up, walked to Mu Yun's side, grabbed Mu Yun's hand, and spoke anxiously. Young master. Call me young master. Mu Yun turned his head in a daze and looked at the little lowly. Then, Mu Yun seemed to feel something happening inside of him. Grassy, I've actually crossed over. P.S. The true ultimate invincible flow, the true explosive and satisfying article along the way, the true ultimate costume and forced flow, the true, bloody and brutal literature, Invincible Flash Kill System will definitely give you a refreshing feeling. Absolutely the most satisfying and thrilling book you have ever read. Please bookmark and read. Chapter 2. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Accept. Mu Yun was stunned and shouted to his heart. Ding. Congratulations to player Mu Yun for obtaining the status of Mu Yun Young Master, a collateral member of the Xianyang continent's Tianlai Empire's Mujia family. Now they are starting to remember and inherit the sound of the system just appeared. Mu Yun only felt a headache. Suddenly, Mu Yun could only feel countless memories passing through his mind, and his already confused head began to ache violently again. It's uncomfortable, I'm uncomfortable. The intense pain in Mu Yun's entire head made him involuntarily squat down. He curled up in that coffin again. Young master, are you okay? What's wrong with you? The girl named Loli shouted anxiously from the side. She saw Mu Yun in such pain and wanted to help, but she had no way to start. Time is passing by. Finally, the pain has passed. Mu Yun woke up again. Little slave, help me down. Mu Yun looked at the girl beside him. At this moment, he finally knew the name of the girl. Because Mu Yun has inherited all the memories of Mu Yun from the Xianyang continent. This is called Xiaonu's Luoli, who is Mu Yun's personal maid. Growing up with Mu Yun since childhood, he was once adopted by Mu Yun's grandfather from outside. Mu Yun's grandfather's name is Mu Zhantian, and he used to be an elder of the Mu family. Back then, Mu Yun was originally a legitimate member of the entire Mu family. Unfortunately, 6 years ago, after his grandfather, Mu Zhantian, went out, he never returned. So, Mu Yun's identity gradually changed from a legitimate lineage to a collateral lineage. In the end, even the servants of the Mu family were inferior. All of this can be attributed to Mu Yun's weak physique since childhood, missing the best period of cultivation. Therefore, he has been weak until now, at the age of 15, and still has no strength to restrain himself. Yesterday, Mu Yun just went to the medicine field to take care of some of the medicinal herbs. Unfortunately, we encountered the Mu Long, Mu Hu. And they treated Mu Yun as the heir, recklessly collecting and scraping medicinal herbs from the fields. Mu Yun was worried that he would be punished for not guarding the medicine field well, so he came forward to persuade him for a few words. However, he was repeatedly beaten by Mu Long and Mu Hu. By the time the little slave finally arrived, Mu Yun had already completely swallowed his breath. This is also the scene of Mu Yun lying in the coffin today. Grassy, this Mu family's Mu Yun is really frustrated. Really frustrated. Mu Yun roared in a low voice, now that I have crossed over this body, I will never be bullied again. And I will not let go of anyone who has bullied Mu Yun before. I will kill them all as monsters or NPCs, in the game. Mu Yun, who was located on Earth, used to be a small otaku. As early as middle school, he was extorted by some hooligans and thugs in school. In the end, Mu Yun couldn't help but drop out of school. After dropping out, he completely fell silent in the world of games. Because he felt that only by playing games can he regain a bit of self-esteem in his life and give himself a feeling of being able to control his life. Now Mu Yun has traveled through, so, whenever he is provoked, Mu Yun will definitely not be soft-hearted, crushing them all one by one. This is the true game life. But although I think so in my heart, I've traveled through time, so I have to give me a golden finger. Although Mu Yun is very violent in his heart, he is also very rational, knowing that he must have a golden finger in order to have the right to control his life. Come on, what started making me accept the identity of time travel is what's in my mind. Now let me take a look, what exactly is it? Mu Yun temporarily ignored the little slave who had been staring at him on the side, and instead checked the mysterious things in his mind. With a thought, Mu Yun's system in his mind instantly opened. Ding! Player Mu Yun, welcome to the Invincible Flash Killing System. Please choose your profession. Currently, we only offer 3 professions to choose from: Warrior, Mage, and Taoist. Currently, there are only 3 professions available, and other professions can only be reincarnated after reaching a certain level. Player Mu Yun, please choose your profession. Only one can be chosen, please choose carefully. The career selection function instantly appeared in Mu Yun's mind, and there are many professions that require a certain level to be selected. Ha ha ha. Mu Yun watched this scene and laughed completely, laughing happily. Invincible Flash Sale System. This is not an invincible flash sale system, it is simply a game system. Mu Yun recalled the scene when he was surfing the internet in an internet cafe and was electrocuted by a USB interface. Grassy, did all the games on that computer enter my body through the computer? Grassy, it's so exciting now. I didn't expect that. I've traveled through time, and even with the game system on my computer, I've traveled through time. Haha. I, Mu Yun, also have a day to turn over. The pleasure in Mu Yun's heart kept soaring, which was a feeling of turning over. Choose a warrior. Mu Yun shouted in his heart. Ding. Career selection successful. Player. Mu Yun occupation. Warrior level. Level 0, requires 100 points of experience to reach the next level. Skill. None deputy position. None anger system. Not turned on, ding. Do you want to receive the beginner gift pack? The gift package includes ebony sword, novice cloth, and 100 points of experience. Do you want to receive a travel gift pack? Gift pack possesses Flash Kill Ring, upgradable, introduction. Quickly kill all enemies below level 3 above oneself, with a cooldown time of 15 minutes. Next level, instantly kill all enemies at levels 3 or below higher than oneself, with a cooldown time of 12 minutes. Claim, claim. Mu Yun shouted in his heart. Suddenly, Mu Yun felt a backpack in his mind, and inside the backpack, there were wooden swords, novice clothes, and a flash kill ring, which could be upgraded. Meanwhile, ding. Congratulations to player Mu Yun for upgrading to level 1. There are still 200 points of experience left until the next level. Mu Yun suddenly felt a refreshing sensation all over his body. The bruises he had previously had all healed in one fell swoop, and his whole body was filled with strength. It turns out to be true, it seems like it's really the same as in the game. As soon as I level up, I instantly heal with full health. Mu Yun was pleasantly surprised. Come. Take a look at my beginner equipment. Mu Yun's heart twitched, and suddenly the ebony sword, novice clothes, and the flash kill ring appeared in his hands. Looking at it with fixed eyes, this ebony sword is actually an open single-edged sword in the shape of a Japanese samurai sword. The wood is very hard, and the blade is quite sharp. Novice clothes are nothing more, it's not as good as the clothes on Mu Yun's body. However, the flash sail ring was actually a ring with black energy, appearing circular, with some ancient and mysterious patterns carved on the entire ring. The shape is the same as the Lord of the Rings, but it is black. Immediately, Mu Yun put this flash killing ring on his hand. 3. Chapter 3 Killing Escalation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ding. Accumulate 1 point of experience in the flash sail ring, and increase to level 2 by 99 points. Ding. Congratulations to player Mu Yun for killing level 4 monsters. Experience rewards are 100 points, and experience rewards for exceeding levels are 100 points. Congratulations to player Mu Yun for killing level 4 monsters and obtaining 35 silver coins. Congratulations to player Mu Yun for killing level 4 monsters and obtaining a samurai sword, which can be used when reaching level 3. Ding. Congratulations to player Mu Yun for upgrading. Currently, the level is 2, corresponding to level 2 of the warrior. The next level of experience requires 300 points. Accompanied by Mu San's death, a series of system prompts echoed through Mu Yun's mind, making him excited. Fuck, it's the same rhythm as playing games. Cool, Mu Yun roared in his heart, although he had only been promoted 1 level, the pleasure of killing, upgrading, and looting made Mu Yun feel as if he had more joy than sleeping with 100 Japanese **** experts. Sleeping with at least 100 **** experts exhausted him and made him feel exhausted. However, the pleasure of killing people as monsters not only made Mu Yun not tired, but also excited. He wanted to kill more people and monsters. And you? Mu Yun's slightly crimson eyes stared at the remaining 3 servants, as if he were looking at monsters, looking at them. At this moment Up and Down, Mu Si, Mu Wu, and Mu Lu were completely scared to pee. This is not an adjective, because they really pee. Dee. In their crotch, drops of urine kept dripping down, and they were frightened by Mu Yun's light and graceful way of killing Mu San, and their hearts were shattered. Grass, he's a devil, run! I don't know what number the herdsman shouted, but they just ran away after playing with their legs. If you still want to run, die for me. Mu Yun let out a low roar and swung his ebony sword as he chased after them. Puzzle, the ebony sword made a graceful arc in the sky and directly struck Mu Si's arm. Grassy, this broken knife is sharp at all. Mu Yun let out a low roar and pulled down the ebony sword that had been cut into his arm. Puzzle, blood spurted out wildly, shooting Mu Yun in the face. However, Mu Yun also removed Mu Si's entire arm. Go to hell. Mu Yun let out a low roar, and the ebony sword was held horizontally, sweeping out of space in an arc and directly sweeping towards Mu Si's head. Puzzle, Mu Si's head flew straight up, and blood spurted out from his neck like tap water. Ding! Congratulations to player Mu Yun for killing level 3 monsters and gaining 100 points of experience, as well as 20 points of experience for leveling up. Congratulations to player Mu Yun for obtaining 15 silver coins. Keep killing, I still have 180 points of experience left. I need to level 3. Mu Yun let out a low roar and turned his head to chase after Muliu, who was rushing towards the door. Kill me, I'll stab you to death. Mu Yun chased directly behind Kai Nu Lu, and raised his ebony sword high in his hand, stabbing directly behind Mu Lu. Puzzle. Although the ebony sword is a wooden sword, it is still sharp. His entire sword body was pierced into Mu Lu's body by Mu Yun. Mu Lu screamed frantically. Go to hell. Mu Yun clenched his ebony sword with both hands and made a direct reversal, aligning the blade with Mu Lu's head. Pull. Mu Yun's ruthless pull. Suddenly, the Wumu sword began to slowly move upwards, and as Mu Yun's strength increased, his speed of upward movement became faster. Blood sprayed out like lemon juice from the squeezed lemon, staining Mu Yun's entire body. Mu Yun doesn't care at all, he's pulling fiercely. Ultimately, puzzle, Mu Lu's body was like 2 pieces of meat, salivating on both sides and falling to the ground. Mu Lu was directly cut in half by Mu Yun. The blood splattered from Mu Yun's body covered his entire body. Ding! Congratulations to player Mu Yun for killing level 2 monsters, gaining 60 points of experience and 0 points of experience for leveling up. Congratulations to player Mu Yun for obtaining 10 silver coins. I only gained 180 experience points in total. Killing that Mu Wu is just enough to level up. Mu Yun was taken aback for a moment, then looked around and found that Mu Wu was nowhere to be seen. Grassy, did you run away? No, I need to upgrade, I'll follow. Mu Yun wielded his ebony sword and rushed out of the courtyard, while Mu Wu was running towards the outside. Help, help, Mu Yun is killing. Mu Wu shouted frantically, shouting for help. Grassy, I still want to find someone to save you, you wild monster, go die for me. Mu Yun stomped the ground fiercely and chased towards Mu Wu. Go to hell. Mu Yun took the ebony sword and directly aimed at Mu Wu to cut his waist. Mu Wu had already finished his sleep, and his body curved slightly. At the same time, an iron sword shining with white light appeared in his hand. Mu Wu's iron sword directly blocked Mu Yun's ebony sword. Grid, click, Mu Yun was taken aback for a moment, and then the ebony sword in his hand was cut off directly by him. Damn it, the quality of this ebony sword is too poor. It only killed 2 people and its durability is gone. Mu Yun let out a low roar, while his crimson eyes turned towards Mu Wu. You broke my sword, go die for me. Mu Yun made a direct leap, and his body fiercely rushed towards Mu Wu. At the same time, Mu Yun clenched his fist and smashed it towards his cheek. Mu Wu was frightened and caught off guard, and was directly hit by Mu Yun's punch. His body tilted and he threw it towards the ground. Die for me. After Mu Yun finished hitting Mu Wu, his right leg fiercely swept towards his neck. Suddenly, Mu Wu was hit hard by Mu Yun's kick and hit the ground. You dead monster, you said you wanted to kill me. But the result is that I killed you to gain experience. Ha ha ha. Mu Yun spoke in his mouth, and then he stepped directly on Mu Wu's face. Under this step, Mu Wu's face was immediately covered in a blood-stained mark by Mu Yun. I'm stepping on it. Mu Yun fiercely stomped his foot on Mu Wu's face. In just an instant, Mu Wu's scalp was trampled off by Mu Yun. Blood and flesh were blurry. Ah, don't kill me, don't kill me. Master Mu Yun, don't kill me. Mu Wu shouted frantically, begging to avoid him. Mu Yun didn't care at all, just thought he was a monster, because only by killing can he have experience. He crazily stepped on it. Finally, click, the sound of bone fracture rang out. Mu Wu's disclosure shattered, and his brain gradually overflowed from his head. Mu Wu was finally trampled to death by Mu Yun. The brave win when meeting on a narrow path. Although the three of them had much stronger combat power than Mu Yun. But Mu Yun, with a mentality of killing monsters, actually killed Du San to Du Lu. Ding! Congratulations to player Mu Yun for killing level 3 monsters. Experience rewards are 100 points, and experience rewards for exceeding levels are 20 points. Congratulations to player Mu Yun for killing level 3 monsters and obtaining 25 silver coins. Congratulations to player Mu Yun for killing level 3 monsters and obtaining an iron sword, which can be used when reaching level 3. Ding! Congratulations to player Mu Yun for leveling up to level 3, with 400 experience points remaining until the next level. Mu Yun finally smiled as he listened to the sound of the system. Haha! Finally upgraded, level 3. Mu Yun smiled proudly. But at this moment the little slave stood at the door of the house, staring at the bloody Mu Yun outside, completely stunned, his body trembling uncontrollably. Chapter 4. Kill You. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Indeed. What Mu Yun said also makes sense. To kill Mu San, you need at least an expert like me. No, you need at least a level 7 warrior to do it. How could that kind of expert be afforded by such a poor guy Mu Yun? But who killed Mu San on Earth? Did you really encounter enemies outside? Mu Er immediately began to ponder, and his spare light swept over Mu Yun. Suddenly, he saw the 2 pairs of white and flowery thighs behind Mu Yun. That's a little slave. Mu Er Dang even shouted to Xiao Nu, come here and tell me what's going on. Find me. I don't know anything. The little slave quickly got up from the ground, and his moist eyes glanced at Mu Yun, shaking his head repeatedly. How come I didn't realize before that this little girl looks so cute? As soon as Xiao Nu stood up, his perfect figure was directly displayed in front of Mu Er. Mu Er looked at the small slave's plump and graceful snake waist, the round jade feet on the soles of his feet, the exquisite smiling face, and the beautiful watery eyes. Suddenly, all of this made Mu Er's eyes straighten. What a charming little beauty! Mu Er's heart was filled with desire. He stared at Xiao Nu with a seductive smile and said, Xiao Nu, don't follow you, this useless young master. Why don't you follow me, second master? Second master guarantees to take care of you well, eat well, and stay well. As long as you sleep with me every day, how about that? Mu Er didn't pay any attention to Mu Yun's feelings, and his naked words directly seduced the little slave. This speech immediately made Mu Yun furious. Damn it, you little slave is mine. How can others covet you? Mu Yun's anger in his heart was about to pour out uncontrollably. And most importantly, Mu Yun had not yet obtained this little slave. How could Mu Er be so blatant about wanting the little slave to sleep with? This is absolutely not possible. Of course, even if I have slept with Mu Yun, I absolutely cannot give it to anyone again. Mu Er. Mu Yun immediately shouted directly at Mu Er. What? Do you want to die, you useless person? I started saying a few polite words to you, but you still consider yourself a young master. Mu Er looked up and turned to Mu Yun, with a look of disdain and ridicule in his eyes. Damn it! Why is everyone cursing me for being useless? What did the original Mu Yun do? Mu Yun cursed inwardly at the previous owner of this body, and then walked straight towards Mu Er. Originally, Mu Yun was waiting for the flash sale system, or using some means to kill Mu Er, but now, Mu Er actually wants to seduce Mu Yun's woman, which is absolutely unbearable. So, Mu Yun wanted to kill this despicable, wild monster, head on, and even Mu Yun disdained the means. You trash, you still want to take action on me. You. Mu Er looked at Mu Yun in front of him and thought of walking towards him, with a hint of sarcasm in his eyes, but the next moment he was stunned. Kill you. Mu Yun held an iron sword and a samurai sword behind him all the time, and drew them straight ahead. Then Mu Yun leaped up and slashed straight at Mu Er. This. Mu Er was indeed shocked. Why were you shocked? Because even in fights, or competitions at the Mu family, they usually use bare hands. Even in big competitions, they also try some blunt swords and knives without cutting edges. This is also the reason why Mu Yun only revealed 2 weapons when he started killing Mu San to Mu Lu, because they did not carry any weapons at all. But now, Mu Yun didn't agree and suddenly took out 2 weapons to strike at him. How could Mu Er not be surprised? I'll refund. Mu Er immediately regained his senses and hit his body backwards. Unfortunately, the time he spent staring at him was already too late. Mu Yun's sword is fast. Even if Mu Er retreats a certain distance, Mu Yun's attack is already here. Puzzle, the sharp edges of Mu Er's 2 sharp blades were cut down directly from Mu Er's shoulder, and Mu Yun cut 2 deep blood grooves on Mu Er's shoulder, even revealing and pulling out Bisonson's bones. Ah, it hurts. Damn it, Mu Yun, do you dare to chop me off? Mu Er screamed and roared in agony. He looked at Mu Yun's crimson eyes and felt a split heart as he was about to run away. His hands hung down directly, and even the large arteries in his arms were cut off by Mu Yun's 2 knives, so he couldn't move. Not only will I kill you, but I will also kill you, you experience wild monster. Mu Yun let out a low roar and rushed towards Du Er, who was preparing to escape. Grass, get out of here. Mu Er let out a low roar. Although he couldn't move his hands, he lifted his hind legs directly and drew an arc in space. The strong wind howled and swept towards Mu Yun, who was rushing towards him. Damn it, you want to kick me. You think I've been playing games for so many years and it's for nothing. Mu Yun's eyes were sharp and his hands were fast. His 2 knives immediately gathered together in front of him, blocking the explosive kick grid. The blade against the flesh and blood body. Can be imagined. Puzzle, the sound of stomping the pork with bones rang out. Mu Er's right leg was directly cut into 2/3 of the position by the blade on Mu Yun's hand, and even Mu Er's leg bone was chopped off. At the same time. Ah! Mu Yun let out a scream and was kicked 3 meters away, landing on the ground. Haha, how can you fight me even if you have no legs? Mu Yun looked at Mu Er's calf, which was only connected by a layer of skin, and laughed cruelly. Mu Yun, you can't kill me. Your behavior is against the clan rules. Mu Er was extremely frightened in his heart. At the same time, he also had remorse. If he started to be extremely vigilant against Mu Yun, he would definitely be able to block Mu Yun's first blow. But now he has been cut to half pieces by this Mu Yun. And there is only room for slaughter. Mu Er lay on the ground, looking at Mu Yun in terror and begging for mercy. Hee. Maybe you should sincerely beg for mercy, maybe I will spare your life. Mu Yun stood up from the ground, exuding a sense of solemnity all over his body. But you actually said I violated clan rules. So what was it when you killed me back then? So, you should die for me too. A cruel gaze burst into Mu Yun's eyes as he walked step by step towards Mu Er, like the Grim Reaper from JoJo. Death, Mu Yun wielded his sword and directly cut off the head of Mu Er, who was close in front of him. Suddenly, Ing Hong's blood turned the ground red. The process of Mu Yun's murder was not unbearable, and his eyes were filled with a bloodthirsty and excited light because he understood that he was not on Earth, it was just a fantasy world, a world that he could crush. A world of monster killing and upgrading. Ding! Congratulations to player Mu Yun for killing level 6 monsters. Experience rewards are 150 points, and experience rewards for exceeding levels are 150 points. Congratulations to player Mu Yun for killing level 6 monsters and obtaining 50 silver coins. Congratulations to player Mu Yun for killing level 5 monsters and obtaining a revival pill. Ding! Player Mu Yun is currently at level 3, with 100 points left until the next level upgrade. System prompt. When player Mu Yun is promoted to level 7, the instant game mall will be opened. Chapter 5. No harassment of NPCs. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Cool, it's amazing. Grassy, this super level monster killing is really satisfying. I didn't expect to have so much experience and reach 300 points directly. Isn't that true? With more levels in the future, one will have more experience. Mu Yun listened to the sound of the system and was pleasantly surprised. Originally, level 6 monsters only had 150 experience points, but Mu Yun went beyond level 3 killing. And surprisingly doubled it directly, which surprised Mu Yun's heart. Is there a game mall? Game mall redemption system. Damn it, the game mall, it's a game mall. Oh my god. It's so exciting now. What treasures will be on sale inside? Mu Yun's heart became ecstatic. Everyone knows that any game mall is a place to sell some incredible items, which cannot even be exploded in the game. That is definitely a more powerful prop than cheating, definitely the most incredible existence. But Mu Yun also thought of a question, followed by some distress. What is the currency consumed in the game mall? It can't be ingots, right? I'm a poor player, not an RMB player. How can I recharge if I want to consume ingots? Also, even if I want to recharge, where can I get RMB in this damn place? Let's not worry about that for now, take a look at the introduction of this game mall. Mu Yun murmured to himself, followed by a thought. Ding! Game mall introduction. The game mall provides players with some special props, which include a series of auxiliary props such as equipment, pets, experience pills, etc. The currency used is gold coins and purple gold coins. Activate when the player reaches level 7. Gold coins. Purple gold coins. Mu Yun was taken aback and quickly flipped through the memories in Shanghai. There are 3 types of currency in the Xianyang continent, namely silver coins, gold coins, and purple gold coins. It also equals 10,000 silver coins equals 100 gold coins equals 1 purple gold coin. Didn't I kill 5 little monsters and only get over 1 gold coin in total? Mu Yun was taken aback and immediately looked up the amount of money in his backpack with a thought. Ding! Player Mu Yun has a total of 1 gold coin and 35 silver coins. I understand. There's no need to recharge in Chinese yuan, as long as you make money, you can buy treasures in the mall. Although I have very few coins now. I can kill monsters, kill people, constantly upgrade, and earn money. And most importantly, I must quickly upgrade to level 7, definitely. Mu Yun was pleasantly surprised first, followed by a goal, which was to earn a lot of money, kill many monsters, and quickly upgrade to level 7. And at this moment the little slave on the side watched as Mu Yun ravaged and killed another person, then frowned and laughed foolishly there for a while. The little slave was stunned. Young master, shouldn't it be something possessed by ghosts? Why are you so foolish? The little slave encountered too many things today, but the surprising things reached a certain level, and she could only reluctantly accept them. In this feudal society, as the servant of Mu Yun, Xiaonu knew not to ask too much and not to control too much. This was caused by social phenomena. Young master. The little slave softly called out Mu Yun. Mu Yun immediately woke up with a start. Little slave, please wait for me. I'll clean up these corpses. Mu Yun is now ready to pack up these corpses. After all, there is still a delicate little slave waiting for him. This makes Mu Yun's heart itch very unbearable. Ding! The flash sale ring CD has ended. Did player Mu Yun extract the essence and blood of 4 monster corpses for the upgrade of the flash kill ring? Mu Yun was taken aback, followed by joy. Yes, this flash sale ring can be upgraded. Mu Yun vividly remembers the way Mu San was killed in a flash. After he turned into ashes, a red blood droplet shot out from these corpses. Suck! Mu Yun's heart twitched as he swiftly killed the ring, emitting a hazy gray light as it swept away their corpses. Suddenly, the blood on the ground began to condense and wither separately. In the end, the 4 corpses turned into a burst of ashes and were blown away. 4 drops of blood that reflected red flew directly into Mu Yun's flash killing ring. Ding! Flash kill ring, upgradable, experience value. 5/100 next level attribute. CD reaches 12 minutes and condenses a devouring health line. Well, not bad, not bad. Although this flash sale ring has a longer CD time, it's very useful, very useful. I just don't know if it has a group killing function after reaching a higher level. I hope it can. Mu Yun murmured, looking at the unusually clean environment around him, his heart suddenly felt comfortable. Alright. That's it. Mu Yun looked at the surprised little slave on the side and smiled, Little slave, you wait for me. I'll go take a shower and then wait for me in my room. Let's play some games later. Mu Yun patted his body and smiled slightly at the little slave, then walked towards the bathroom and happily took a shower. Playing games, playing what games? The little slave looked at Mu Yun's back and murmured, but his mood now became somewhat calm. After there are too many amazing things, it will directly turn into calmness, otherwise the body will not be able to bear the constant surprise. However, the young master said, let me go to his room and wait, then let's go. The little slave murmured, now that he has caused such a big trouble, he should think of a way to help him avoid it. As he spoke, the little slave walked towards the bedroom in the courtyard. Although the small courtyard was rudimentary, Mu Yun's bedroom was also exceptionally rudimentary. But in this somewhat dimly lit room, placing a top-notch lowly instantly made the atmosphere completely different. Mu Yun took a cold shower and rushed to the door of the bedroom eagerly. Little beauty, little lowly, I'm here. Mu Yun murmured in his heart, and a burst of fire immediately ignited in his heart, causing Mu Yun's body, which had just been cold from taking a shower, to suddenly boil hot. Grass, I'm going to ***, it's so satisfying. It's so satisfying. Mu Yun gently pushed open the bedroom door and looked inside. At this moment, the little slave was legs together, her round buttocks gently sitting on the small stool, and her watery, narrow, and beautiful eyes were gazing at Mu Yun with delicate eyes. Like a flower in bud waiting to bloom. Watching the almost perfect and delicate body, Mu Yun walked in with gentle steps. Young master. The little slave looked at Mu Yun with a puzzled expression, wanting to speak. Shoo, little slave, don't talk. Mu Yun spoke softly. Immediately, Mu Yun's eyes turned red and he pounced directly at the little slave, but precisely at this moment, ding. Player Mu Yun has not reached level 55 and has not yet activated the dual cultivation system. It is not allowed to harass NPCs. In the dimly lit house, an invisible light curtain suddenly appeared, bouncing Mu Yun away from the body of the little slave. Then Mu Yun fell fiercely to the ground with all his feet facing up. Mu Yun was stunned and let out the most angry roar in history, grass. Damn Invincible Flash Killing System. I do this kind of thing and you have to take care of it. Grass. I don't believe it anymore, I'll try again. Muyun immediately stood up and flew towards the little slave again. Bang! Muyun was directly bounced back by the light curtain and fell into a dog eating shit. No, I want it. Muyun pounced again. I fell again. Note. If the friendliness is above 0, the system determines it as NPC. Having an aversion value, the system determines it as a wild monster. In short, they can all be killed. The system will be gradually opened, otherwise it will become dull and boring when it is all opened at once. P.S. Looking for recommended tickets. Chapter 6. The Evil System. You are listening at novelfull.audio. When Muyun was doing 7 or 8. In an elegant courtyard of the Mu family. What's going on? Is Muyun dead or not? Mu Hu glared at a cold young man with a hunched body beside him and said, Muda, I asked you to send someone over to inquire about Mu Yun's news. Why haven't you replied yet? Young master, it's like this. I've already sent all my younger brothers, from Mu Er to Mu Lu, but it's been a while since they last came back. Why don't I go and take a look, said Muda with a grievance. Grassy, what a bunch of trash. I'll go see for myself. Mu Hu should even get up and walk outside. Second brother, wait a minute. Mulong's eyeballs rolled and stopped. Mu Hu, I always feel like there's something wrong with this. I've been jumping my right eye all day today, as if something big is about to happen, so you shouldn't go over there. What's the problem? Are you saying that Mu Yun's useless person can still kill Mu Er to Mu Lu? Mu Hu stopped his steps and stared at Mu Long in confusion. We also hope that Mu Yun won't die so easily. Mu Longyin smiled deeply and said, if he dies, we may have some trouble, but it's not a big deal. But if he doesn't die, we have an extra plaything in our daily lives. Tell me, don't beat around the bush. What exactly are you trying to convey? Mu Yun has a very impatient temperament. Even his own brother, he asked directly and rudely. Anyway, don't go. Mulong turned his head to look at Muda and said, moreover, the 3 major family competitions in Jiangbei City are about to start in 10 days. We also need to attend at that time, so don't be distracted by Mu Yun's affairs. Whether he is dead or alive, it's best to wait until the competition is over. This is the most important thing now. I really don't know what you're worried about. Although Mu Hu's tone is aggressive, he still respects his elder brother Mu Long after all. Muda. Mu Long smiled at Mu Hu and looked at Muda beside him. Young master. Mu Dalian quickly bowed. Could you please make a trip, Mu? But remember, if Mu Yun is not dead, don't conflict with him. Observe first and report back. Mu Long gave a faint command. When faced with great difficulties, people always have a wonderful premonition, and Mu Long's heart inexplicably trembles, which makes Mu Long cautious in everything he does. Yes. Muda bowed and casually turned his head towards the outside of the courtyard. In Mu Yun's solitary bedroom. Mu Yun sat on the ground with an extremely melancholic expression. Even if he looked at it with the naked eye, he could feel the elastic and delicate body in front of him. Mu Yun's eyes were red, but there was nothing he could do. Why the damn Invincible Flash Killing System is? Why is it pranking me like this? Even though I have traveled through time, I also have such a charming and alluring lowly maid. Why doesn't she let me move? Mu Yun's heart was shattered, and his integrity plummeted to the ground. But there's no way Mu Yun was originally an otaku, full of endless desires. Now that he has arrived at the Xianyang continent where he can do whatever he wants, Mu Yun's deepest desires are fully unleashed. So, this feeling of being so close yet untouchable made Mu Yun go crazy. Young master, why do you always start rolling and wrestling in place? Is something wrong with you? The little slave sat on the small stool, unable to see the layer of light enveloping him, so he just thought his young master was going crazy again, rolling and wrestling in place. Playing wrestling. Mu Yun was taken aback and smiled bitterly, little slave, I'm fine. I'm fine, I just feel a bit depressed. Young master, don't torture yourself like this. Actually, I know what you're thinking. A hint of shyness appeared on the rosy cheeks of the little slave, and he said in a sparrow voice, when the three elders brought me back. They made it clear to the little slave that I will always follow the young master throughout my life. Therefore, the young master wants the little slave to sleep, even though I am still young. I am willing to do so. At the end of the conversation, the little slave's face turned red and flushed to the base of his ears. Her big and beautiful eyes, gently closed, and her long eyelashes flickered and flickered on her rosy and beautiful little face, completely at your mercy. Grass, grass, grass. Upon seeing this scene, Mu Yun became even more insane in his heart. Damn it, the damn Invincible Flash Killing System, they're willing to do it, but you still don't let me do it. I don't believe it anymore, I'll pounce. Mu Yun once again rushed towards the little slave, but Mu Yun was once again thrown away. Ding! Player Mu Yun, you have attempted to invade NPC 299 times. If it exceeds 300 times, you will be punished and your level will be continuously reduced by 3 levels. Grass, evil, the Invincible Flash Killing System, of all evil. Mu Yun was completely speechless. He didn't dare to move anymore. He didn't want to bear the cost of continuously lowering by 3 levels. At least this was the experience he gained by killing 5 monsters desperately. How could he waste it like this? After a long time Mu Yun stood up and thought of Xiao Nu. Xiao Nu, you're still young. Haven't fully developed yet, so I'm your young master and will definitely cherish you. Mu Yun smiled and stared at the little slave, gritting his teeth, saying, so, I won't touch you, I won't even touch you. Since he can't touch this little slave, Mu Yun might as well become a righteous gentleman. Well, young master is really kind. I knew you treated me the best. The little slave smiled and said. Okay. I'm also hungry, let's go eat. Mu Yun waved to the little slave and immediately pushed open the door, walking towards the outside. Outside the small courtyard of Mu Yun. As soon as Mu Yun and Xiao Nu walked out, a person came in outside the courtyard. The person Mu Yun knew from his memory was Muda. Ding! Player Mu Yun discovered a level 7 NPC in front of him, and the system determined that there was no active attack in dealing with him. It is recommended to chat with him. Grass, you can tell if it's aggressive or not. This Invincible Flash Kill System is really impressive, isn't it? Mu Yun muttered in his heart. He also knows that he is currently only at level 3, and even with a flash ring, he cannot kill level 7. If he really wants the experience of this monster, Mu Yun can only go for it and use his strength to kill it. However, Mu Yun is still 100 points short of level 4 experience. Killing such a small boss doesn't matter whether you kill it or not, as you can't directly upgrade to level 6. So, it's better to go out and explore on your own, find a bad guy from a garbage dump to kill and upgrade to level 4. With a decision in mind, Mu Yun immediately walked towards Muda. Muda, what are you doing here? Taking a walk. Mu Yun held the hand of the little slave and smiled, thinking of Muda. Mu Yun, you're really not dead. Where's my younger brother from Mu'er to Muliu? They're not like you. Muda stared blankly at Mu Yun, with a hint of fear in his eyes. You don't know how to look on your own. Are they here with me? Or you can search. And see if there are any figures of them. Mu Yun smiled and said, they first came over. But it seemed like they came over to take a look at me and then left. It's really strange. Why did they come over to see me? Am I handsome? What's there to see? Mu Yun is not worried at all about this Muda search. After all, Mu'er to Mu'wu have already turned into ashes and dispersed with the wind. Even the slightest blood stain on the ground was gone, and all of it was condensed into its experience points by the flash kill ring. Alright, I won't tell you anymore. I'm hungry. I'll go out for a meal and call me if you have anything to do. Mu Yun smiled and waved his hand to Muda, then made a phone gesture, and then strode towards the outside of the courtyard. Phone, what phone? Muda looked at Mu Yun's back for a moment, unable to understand the meaning of his words. Mu Yun's body trembled when he heard his puzzled voice. Yeah, it's not Earth anymore. I've come to the fantasy world. Mu Yun waved his hand again and walked towards the distance. Chapter 7. Riding beasts and hitting people for fun. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yo yo yo, yes, it is exactly the same as the ancient streets of TV dramas. That's a home courtyard. Wow, those women are so beautiful. Although they are far inferior to Xiao Nu, they are still first class in the world of Beijing. Even if it's a feast in the sea and sky, it's not bad. It definitely costs 10,000 yuan, no, 20,000 yuan, one night. That's a casino, but this casino is also too rudimentary. It's far inferior to those casinos in Macau. Who else? What's their name? I forgot. Yes, the Louis XXX hotel opened by Hong Yongshi is also about to open, but unfortunately, I missed it. However, this Jiangbei city is just a small town, it's just a small town. It's already great to be like this. But those girls from Yihanyuan are really beautiful. Unfortunately, it's a pity, the damn Invincible Flash sales system. Mu Yun walked along the streets of Jiangbei City, looking around at some shops, feeling very excited. Mu Yun couldn't help but start talking nonsense. Young master, are you not sick? Why are you saying so many strange things? Xiao Nu followed Mu Yun's side and arched him with his elastic and delicate body, asking in confusion. I'm not sick, I'm normal, little slave. I'm just too excited. Mu Yun circled his head and quickly explained with a smile. Let's go eat. By the way, do you have money? I only have 1 gold coin, I don't know what I can eat. Mu Yun smiled and asked the little slave. I don't have any money either. I used your money and all the money I saved up to buy you a coffin, but now the coffin is wasted. Sigh. The little slave stared at Mu Yun with big eyes, flashing a hint of reluctance and resentment. What you're saying? Do you really want me to die, young master? Also, who asked you to buy me a coffin? It's a waste of money. Mu Yun responded with a smile, but he didn't really care. Alright, let's find an ordinary restaurant and have some food. We should be able to have some good food. Mu Yun murmured as he pulled the little slave towards the nearby shop. Mu Yun learned through memory that the prices in Jiangbei City are not too high, and a gold coin is enough to order a delicious table in an ordinary restaurant. The little slave nodded lightly. At this moment, a whistling sound sounded. Mu Yun immediately turned his head and looked at the end of the road. There was a young man in white, riding a white lion and roaring towards him. Even on the road, countless pedestrians immediately dodged towards both sides. Some of them didn't have time to dodge and were directly hit by his lion, spraying blood into their mouths and dying. Grassy, so tough, driving into someone. Mu Yun was taken aback and quickly hid to the side. Little slave, why didn't you come over? Mu Yun immediately realized that the little slave beside him had run away, and he quickly looked up at the position in front of him. There, the little slave's delicate body trembled, and she looked at the lion in terror, stunned. The little slave was in a daze, even forgetting to dodge. At this moment, the white young man, riding the white lion, rushed towards the little slave and was already close to him. Grassy, I want to protect my woman. Mu Yun gritted his teeth and immediately leaped towards the middle of the road. His right hand grabbed his waist and pulled hard, snatching the little slave out of front of the lion. Bang! Mu Yun and Xiaonu fell directly onto the roadside not far away, narrowly avoiding the collision incident. Grassy, I didn't expect such a car accident to happen in this foreign world. Fortunately, I was promoted to level 3, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to snatch my beloved little slave out so quickly. And who exactly is the person who drove the lion and hit people? Damn it, it's too arrogant. Did I encounter the legendary wealthy second generation? Official second generation. His father is Li Gang. Muyin murmured to himself, cursing inwardly. Young master, are you okay? The little slave who fell into Muyin's arms immediately stood up and rubbed Muyin's body, examining his injuries with a worried expression on his face. It's okay. It's okay, young master. I'm okay, but you can touch it a little longer. I won't mind. Muyin smiled and looked at the little slave beside him. The little slave was shy again, her ears were so red that she wanted to take a bite out of a pink apple. But at this moment, you two, hurry up, Li Gongzi has come down, he has come to find you. There was an old lady beside Muyin, who quickly whispered a reminder to Muyin and Xiaonu. Who's here? Muyin was taken aback and looked up towards the distance. There, the young man dressed in white jumped directly off the lion and walked towards Muyin with a leather whip. Ding! Player Muyin has discovered a level 6 monster in front of him, which has a disgust value. The system determines that the opponent is an enemy, but considering that player Muyin cannot defeat and deal with it, it is recommended to use a flash kill ring to kill him. Muyin was taken aback, his heart slightly cold. Damn it, this guy wants to kill me. And, this guy actually takes pleasure in driving animals and hitting people. Because I took my little slave from my house and didn't let him kill him, didn't bring him that kind of pleasure, and then he wanted to kill me for fun. Grassy, my protagonist, is that the toy he made fun of? Is that the opposite? Muyin was taken aback for a moment, and even though his heart was even colder, he immediately wanted to use the flash kill ring to directly kill this person. At this moment, Muyin also realized that killing 5 members of the Mu family to level up was so childish in the face of Li Gongzi's hitting people for fun gameplay. However, I can't be impulsive. This guy dares to ride on beasts and bump into people for fun. Maybe he's a second-generation official with immense power. If I kill him in front of everyone, I'll definitely get into trouble. Muyin suddenly had a decision in his heart, and he immediately stood up. At this moment, the young Master Li had already approached Muyin's approach. Kid, do you know who I am? Do you dare to harm my good deeds? Li Gongzi waved the leather whip with a faint black light in his hand, coldly looking at Muyin and wanting to directly pull it. However, it seems that Prince Li wants to install AB first and then kill Muyin, without immediately taking action. Who are you? Muyin looked at the young Master Li and straightened his chest, pretending to ask calmly. Let me tell you, my father is the lord of this Jiangbei city. My dad is Li Gang, and I am his favorite little son Li Chang. Li Gongzi's mouth curved slightly, revealing a proud expression as he looked down upon Muyin. Grassy, it's really Li Gang's son. Muyin exclaimed in his heart. Secretly, however, Muyin also knew that this was just a duplicate name, it was just a chance encounter for him. P.S. Looking for recommended tickets. 8. In Chapter 8, a small boss was added. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Young Master. Xiaonu quickly whispered in Muyin's ear, his name is Li Chang, and he is the most famous leap in the entire Jiangbei city. His father Li Gang is the lord of our Jiangbei city, far from what we can afford to provoke, so let's apologize and leave quickly. Li Chang. Muyin was taken aback, his face still cold. This little slave is quite knowledgeable, and Li Chang made it clear that he was coming to kill someone. How could he just apologize and expose this matter directly? Besides, this incident itself was just a matter of him hitting people for fun, unreasonable. How could Muyin allow such people to exist in his own fantasy world? After all, in Muyin's view, this fantasy world was tailor-made for him, so every life here belongs to Muyin. Only Mu Yun is qualified to kill, and others cannot kill him if they want to. So, in Mu Yun's heart, he had already judged Li Chang as a dead person, but Mu Yun was considering how to kill him to be even more inconspicuous. And, most importantly, such a big boss, there's no reason not to kill him. He will definitely explode his equipment. At this moment, because Little Nu spoke, Li Chang's gaze finally fell on Little Nu. Damn it, I almost hit and killed such a beautiful little loli at the beginning, but fortunately. I'm glad I didn't die, otherwise I would definitely be sad. Li Chang was immediately attracted by the little slave with explosive childlike appearance, and his heart became even hotter. Surprisingly, you are still a young master. Regardless of which family's young master you are, give me your maid. Even if this matter is completely cancelled, I can avoid killing you. Li Chang's gaze struggled as he moved away from the little slave and turned to Mu Yun. Don't kill me. Mu Yun sneered in his heart. Okay. But at least I am also a young master of the Mu family. My name is Mu Long. Mu Yun smiled lightly and said humbly. You know, what we young masters really want is face. So I'll just give my maid to you, and I'll lose face in front of everyone. So, why don't we go this way? Please, young Master Li Chang, come with me and find a place in the corner of the alley where there is no one around. How about I not only give you my maid, but also kowtow and apologize to you? Mu Yun finished speaking and slightly bowed to Li Chang, his expression appearing very humble. In Mu Yun's eyes, he doesn't feel despicable or shameless after all. In his opinion, Li Chang is completely a shining boss, and a very easy to kill and well-equipped boss. So, if Mu Yun wants to lure the boss to a deserted place and then kill him, Mu Yun will definitely make a small fortune. Watching Mu Yun so humble, Li Gongzi's body trembled with a slight pleasure. Although this pastoral family may not be considered a big family, it is also a well-known presence in Jiangbei City. Being able to obtain such a young master, even if it is only a minor young master, with such a humble attitude, made Li Chang somewhat fond of this pastoral dragon at this moment. Okay. Then I'll follow you on a trip. You take your maid and we'll go. Li Chang looked around and soon a tunnel appeared in front of him. Yes, just go there. Let's do this handover there, but don't worry, just kneel down and apologize. I think you're very good and suitable to be my henchman in the future. Li Chang pointed to the alley, glanced at Mu Yun, and then walked over with big strides. Young master, you really need to. The little slave's big eyes flickered as he looked at Mu Yun. He was actually very clever and guessed the thoughts in Mu Yun's heart. What do you think? Mu Yun glanced at Xiaonu and gave him a reassuring look, as he even led Xiaonu along with Li Chang towards the alley. At the corners of streets and alleys. The environment here is nice, isn't there anyone left? Li Chang looked up, glanced around, and chuckled lightly at Mu Yun. Mu Yun nodded and looked around. This was obviously a dead-end alley in an alley, with no place for people to pass through normally. All right. Hand over your maid. Li Chang looked contemptuously at Mu Yun and said lightly, then you should kneel and kowtow your head, just like a ceremony to become my lackey. He, Mu Yundan immediately laughed, and he was very happy. I didn't expect that both Li Gang and his son, are truly the same moral character. Alright, I won't play with you anymore. Mu Yun looked contemptuously at Li Chang, who had a bewildered expression on his face, and a hint of cruelty and perseverance appeared at the corner of his mouth. I will only say one last sentence to you, and that is. In this world, anyone who dares to provoke me, no matter who, will only end up with one fate, and that is death. After finishing his words, Mu Yun gently waved his hand and suddenly a light wind swept by. Li Chang's bewildered expression froze at this point, and he began to experience the rupture of his existence. His body was engulfed by countless evil spirits immediately after. Li Chang, in the midst of Mu Yun's bullet fingers, was extinguished by smoke and ashes. Ding! Congratulations to the player for killing elite level 6 monsters and gaining 200 experience points. Congratulations to player Mu Yun for killing elite level 6 monsters and obtaining 12 gold coins and 89 silver coins. Congratulations to player Mu Yun for killing elite level 6 monsters and obtaining the warrior skill Moon Embracing Sword technique, which can be practiced at level 5. Congratulations to player Mu Yun for killing the elite level 6 monster and obtaining the yellow level equipment warrior armor, which can be worn at level 6. Congratulations to player Mu Yun for killing elite level 6 monsters and obtaining the yellow level equipment, the horse slaying saber, which can be worn at level 5. There are also many junk equipment, ding. Congratulations to player Mu Yun for leveling up to level 4, with 200 points of experience remaining until the next level. Accompanied by the intense death, the continuous sound of system prompts echoed through Mu Yun's mind. Hearing these sounds, Mu Yun's whole body was excited. Damn it, that's the feeling of killing a boss. It's exploding so much, so much. It's great. It's amazing. There are so many Nima explosions. Mu Yun felt the power brought by the upgrade, which made his whole body feel a sense of pleasure. This is the rhythm of playing boss, and this is the feeling of the fantasy game world. What about the leather whip in Li Chang's hand? The ground of Mu Yun is bare and devoid of anything. So it's like this. Mu Yun suddenly understood that this invincible flash kill system would devour the things held by these monsters and distribute them to Mu Yun's backpack in a certain proportion. However, Mu Yun is unaware of the proportion. After all, it is determined by the system. Forget it, don't worry about these things. Anyway, there are too many explosive equipment, and it's also difficult for me to sell them. So let's just ignore him. Mu Yun murmured to himself and immediately prepared to drag the little slave away. P.S. Looking for recommended tickets. Chapter 9. The Death of the Wrangler Dragon. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Just as Mu Yun was about to leave, the sound of the system rang again. Ding. Player Mu Yun has reached level 4 and the recycling system has been activated. After testing, player Mu Yun's backpack is full. Do you need to sell backpack items? Upon hearing the sound of the system, Mu Yun was completely stunned and immediately became delighted. Grass, this game system actually comes with a portable recycling system. Isn't that right? If I find a place to brush monsters, can I keep fighting monsters outside and leveling up? I don't have to worry about selling equipment back in the city anymore. Grassy, this is too abnormal. If he were to be paired with a game mall after level 7, it would be so abnormal that it would explode. Mu Yun became ecstatic. Joking. What the game mall needs to purchase is gold coins, purple gold coins. If that's the case, Mu Yun can definitely find a place to desperately level up and fight equipment, constantly sell it to the recycling system, and then purchase the items he needs from the game mall. This is simply an incredible combination. Recycle. Recycle, recycle all. Oh, no, leave me the Embracing Moon Sword technique, the warrior armor, the horse slaying sword, and the revitalization pill. All the rest have been recycled. Mu Yun shouted wildly to his heart. Ding. Successfully recycled, player Mu Yun received 5 gold coins and 35 silver coins. The player Mu Yun has a total balance of 19 gold coins and 59 silver coins. Haha, if you're rich, you'll be rich right away. If you're rich. Grassy, it's really satisfying. Mu Yun laughed heartily and looked at Xiaonu. Let's go. Xiaonu, I'll take you to eat whatever you want and what's spicy. We won't go to that ordinary restaurant anymore, let's go to the best restaurant. Mu Yun used to only have 20 silver coins in a month at the Mujia family, but now he has suddenly obtained 1959 silver coins, which is equivalent to 19.59 gold coins. How can he be unhappy? This is the greatest wealth that Mu Yun has gained from childhood to adulthood. Okay, I'll go with the young master. The little slave also nodded. He had seen so many strange things this day. His once gentle young master was now a completely different person. However, as the servant of Muyun, Xiaonu, Muyun is her heaven, her land. It is her existence that possesses her. So the little slave didn't ask any more questions. Is it okay for the master to follow her lead? Anyway, she listens to Muyun in everything. Muyun immediately happily left this alley with the little slave and went to have a big meal. Although he killed Li Chang, Muyun was not worried at all in his heart. Because Muyun's original owner was a scholar, a bookworm who hid in his house every day and read dead books. So very few people knew Muyun in this Jiangbei city. As for the matter of killing Li Chang, Muyun had already falsely reported a pseudonym and hung it on Mulong. The Lord's mansion is located in the bedroom behind the main hall. Come on, baby, here, come kiss here, please kiss the master, there's a reward. And you, come over and help me push my waist. Master, my waist is tired, you can help me exert force on it. You come over too, let me touch it. This skin is well maintained, very good, very good. Under the veil, there was a middle-aged man with a slightly hunched figure who was having fun with many beautiful ladies. This middle-aged man was simply having fun. Mr. Li Gang, there is an urgent matter to report. Coincidentally, at this moment, a guard dressed in armor rushed in from outside. Grass, Grandpa, you haven't seen me working. If you make me impotent, I'll kill you. Get out of here. The sudden visit of the guards immediately startled Li Gang, who scolded the guards. Lord Li Gang, something really happened, something big. Young Master Li Chang's life was shattered. He was killed. The guard shouted solemnly without retreating. What, my son died? Li Gang was immediately taken aback. He quickly completed the final task on the bed and got out of bed, angrily scolding, Tell me, what's going on? You useless people, don't even bother to investigate the matter for me. Who killed my son? Li Gang was furious. In Jiangbei City, he was the god and the ruler of this place. He never expected that someone would dare to kill his son. According to previous accounts, the person who killed the young master was a collateral descendant named Mulong from the Mu family. The guard knelt down on one knee without looking up and answered loudly. What, the shepherd's family? A collateral of the shepherd's family dares to kill my son. Li Gang's eyes widened in anger, and he roared in a low voice, Grass up his master. Send me the military order to send out all my city management troops and immediately surround the Mu family mansion. I want to avenge my son. Yes. The guard respectfully accepted the order and immediately retreated. The residence of the Mu family. Muhu. Mulong looked at Muhu beside him and said softly, My right eye is still jumping. What should I do? I suspected the problem was with Muyun, but he is still jumping non-stop. Mulong's heart has been trembling slightly all day, with a feeling of palpitations. Don't whine so much, this kind of premonition is psychic, that's strange. Muhu glanced at Mulong and quickly turned aside to practice his martial arts alone. Hope, it's because I'm too worried. Mulong was worried about the way. At this moment, Mulong, you die for me. A hysterical roar echoed through the entire pastoral mansion. What's going on? Who's this? Mulong was startled in his heart and suddenly remembered the loud voice of the master, Is this Lord Li Gang? Suddenly, click, click, click. A sound of steel friction echoed outside the courtyard of Mulong and Muhu. Mulong quickly fixed his eyes and looked over, only to see there one by one, the city management army dressed in black armor stood straight in rows, almost filling a large open space outside the courtyard of Mulong and Muhu. This group of urban management army, each of them exuding a towering rogue aura. They stared blankly at the Mulong in the courtyard, as if looking at a dead person. Is it really Mr. Li Gang? Mulong saw Li Gang standing in front of the city management army, with a black face and a wolf tooth stick in hand, as well as the head of the Mu family, Mu Hao, who was slightly bowing beside him with a worried expression on his face. Mulong's entire heart was suspended at this moment. He finally knew the reason for his eye twitching. It turned out that Li Gang, who was hanging in the sky, was looking for him. But what is Li Gang asking Mulong for? He knew nothing about it. Mr. Li Gang, what do you need me for? Mulong immediately ran to the door and knelt down with his legs weak, trembling as he asked. Meanwhile, Mu Hu was still in the courtyard. He widened his tiger eyes and looked at the scene before him with a look of surprise on his face. Mulong, let me ask you, did you actually kill my son Li Chang? Li Gang's eyes were blazing with anger, and he glared at Mulong and shouted softly. Li Chang is dead. He actually said I killed that playboy Li Chang. Mulong was taken aback for a moment, murmuring softly in his heart. He pondered in his mind, wanting to know how to have a conversation with Li Gang. As a person like Mulong with a deep mind, he has to consider every word he says. But on the contrary, Li Gang is an impatient and passionate person. Humph, it seems you won't admit it even if you ask. Li Gang turned his head to look at an old lady brought up by a guard and said, Auntie, come and recognize me. Is this guy Mulong? Is it the person who abducted my son into the small black alley? This. How can I recognize it? Auntie was speechless. He looked at the Mulong with his head buried on the ground and could only see his back, unable to recognize him at all. Mr. Li Gang, if we only talk about his body shape, it is indeed somewhat similar to the person who killed your son Li Chang. What? It's really you damn thing. Li Gang's anger immediately filled his heart, and he shouted loudly, Grass your grandfather, dare to kill my son, die for me. Flipping cloud palm. Li Gang Muron raised his hand, puff, Muron formed a huge palm composed of energy in the sky. He took the momentum of Mount Tai to the top and patted directly on the body of Mulong. Ah, I didn't kill Li Chang, I didn't kill him, Mulong let out a frightened voice, and quickly looked up at the huge palm in the sky, but it's too late. Pushi, the palm, which exuded a towering aura, struck Mulong's body directly, and he was pressed down to the ground. Immediately after, his flesh and blood cracked and shattered. His bones were crushed and turned into powder. In an instant, Mulong turned into a piece of meat cake, a pile of meat paste. Blood permeates the space, and the pungent smell of blood emanates everywhere. Mulong died without closing his eyes. Wrong. It's turned into meat paste, you can close your eyes now. 10, Chapter 10. A Pair of Dogs and Men. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Alright, we'll take revenge. Li Gang looked at the slightly trembling head of the pastoral family, Mu Hao. I have already avenged myself, but my son has really died. Your pastor's family can just casually receive that 10,000 yuan as compensation for my son, how about it? Li Gang immediately extorted the head of the Mu family, Mu Hao. 10,000 gold. Mu Hao's liver trembled with caution. This is the income of his Mu family for 3 whole years. Are you unwilling to agree? I haven't even calculated my own mental health expenses yet, so you won't agree to such a small amount of money. Li Gang's sharp gaze turned to Mu Hao and he said, if that's the case, then I really don't mind killing you too, half of those younger generations in your family. Do you agree or not? Li Gang continued to extort. As someone who has been involved in officialdom, he knows how to extort and knows the reasons behind it, such as compensation, mental damages, transportation expenses, etc. He can use them as a pretext. Okay, I promise. Mu Hao could only grit his teeth and nod in agreement. Alright, you can take it to my mansion later. Li Gang punched around and shouted loudly, the city management army is retreating, let's go, let's go. Immediately, Li Gang waved his hand and strode towards the outside of the mansion, preparing to leave. With the aunt who came to be a staying witness. She suddenly became extremely anxious, she screamed. Lord Li Gang, you haven't given me a small reward yet. Ant immediately knelt down and demanded her compensation. Li Gang turned his head and saw a hint of impatience in his eyes. He instructed the guards beside him, send 5 silver coins away. Let's go. I'll go first. Immediately, Li Gang took big steps and really left. Little slave, are you full? Mu Yun and Xiaonu held hands and walked happily back on the road. I'm full, I've never eaten so much delicious food before. The little slave nodded happily and said. Well, actually I haven't tried it before, but it's really expensive. It cost me 2 gold coins. Mu Yun chuckled and said, feeling a little sorry for the gold coins he had spent. After all, that's Mu Yun's 10-month salary. Damn it, I was so wronged on earth in my previous life. I must live a very happy life in this life. I must kill more monsters, upgrade more, explode more equipment, and make more money. Mu Yun murmured in his heart, yearning for all the beautiful things. The two of them advanced all the way and soon arrived at the residence of the Mu family. What's going on? As soon as Mu Yun stepped into the mansion, he noticed a sense of desolation emanating from the Mu family today. Suddenly, a vegetable seller walked past Mu Yun. Auntie, what's wrong with our pastoral family today? Why is the atmosphere like this? Mu Yun immediately pulled over his aunt and asked. Young man, you don't know either. There was a big incident in the Mu family today. Not only was Mu Long killed, but even the Mu family lost 10,000 gold. This person is dead and can be reborn. With so much money gone, it's a huge loss. Listen to me slowly. Auntie immediately spoke enthusiastically. Finally, Mu Yun finished listening to the aunt's introduction and immediately understood everything. As expected, I indirectly killed this Mu Long. It's just a pity, unfortunately, that Mu Long is also a small boss that could have been left for me to kill. Grass, Li Gang is really quick to take action, but Li Gang is a big boss. I can't provoke him yet. I'll have to find another chance to kill him slowly in the future. Mu Yun murmured to himself and walked directly towards the courtyard of the Marquis's mansion. Suddenly, someone grabbed Mu Yun. Who is it? Mu Yun turned his head and saw the old lady looking at him with a displeased expression on her face. You don't even look at your own virtues. If you want to eat my tofu, there's no way. Mu Yun shook his arm. Even though he wanted to leave directly, the old lady's strength was quite strong, and she caught Mu Yun directly. Grassy, auntie, what's up with you? Mu Yun wrinkled his face and asked his aunt. Young man, what are you saying? You asked me a question, can't you not give me money? Auntie even extended her fat and thick hand to demand Mu Yun's money. No money, get lost. Mu Yun struggled hard and couldn't stop his clothes from slipping out of his aunt's palm. Immediately, Mu Yun immediately pulled the little slave and ran away like an escape. Mu Yun pulled the little slave, and as soon as he walked to the door of his own courtyard, he heard a voice of love and affection. Ding! External cheat system prompt. A pair of dog men and women appear in the left rear, with a male at level 15 and a female at level 6. They are playing around, and the system determines that the player, Mu Yun, can ignore them. Listening to the sound of the system, Mu Yun was stunned. Who is it? What's going on? Mu Yun was taken aback and looked aside with his eyes raised. Under the tree there, a bunch of dog men and women were touching and kissing their mouths haphazardly. Grassy, in broad daylight, it smells shameless. Mu Yun cursed inwardly, saying that if he couldn't get the grapes, they would be sour. He then dragged the little slave back to his own courtyard. Mu Yun. At this moment, the group of kissing dog men and women, among which the man glanced at Mu Yun and called out to him. Mu Feng. Mu Yun immediately retrieved his name from his memory and shouted a sentence. Hee hee, poor scholar, I only read your kind of bad books every day. Do you still want to achieve fame and become a petty official in the future? Mufeng looked disdainfully at Muyun, and then he rubbed the beautiful woman next to him, who was also somewhat attractive, into his arms, and pinched her chest a few times with his big hands. It hurts, be gentle. The woman suddenly let out a shy gasp and twisted her shyness. How about looking at your once dear woman, being touched like this and being fucked like that at night? Are you satisfied? Mufeng's eyes were full of ridicule, but his face was filled with pride. Feng, let's not be here with him. Find a different place. After the woman finished speaking affectionately to Mufeng, she looked at Muyun. The woman's face turned extremely fast, and she sneered, let bygones be bygones. I was also foolish back then, to the extent that I liked you, a scholar with no strength in your hands. It was not until later that I realized that only strength can hold a position in this world, and scholars can only be useless scholars. So, forget about me. We can never do it again. The woman looked faintly at Mu Yun, her mouth slightly curved with disdain, and she said resolutely. Watching their performance, Mu Yun was really speechless. What a mess, you two get out of here. Muyun scolded and then went straight into the other courtyard. Linger sister, let's go. Let's not argue with this useless person, it will save him from going back angry and committing suicide. Mufeng looked at the woman beside him and laughed heartily. Yeah, brother Feng, actually I'm so scared. I started taking a glance at his yard and saw that Mu Yun had even bought a coffin. Would he really be angry and commit suicide? Hee hee. The woman named Linger immediately burst into a coquettish smile. As they spoke, the two of them hugged each other and left happily.